Shalom Israel. So I'm bringing forth another lesson today for my Line Upon Line playlist. In this lesson here, we're going to look in the Bible and discuss fringes, what fringes are, the importance of them, and why a lot of us are coming back to wearing these fringes when we learned that we're Israelites. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rahakadash. That's the name of the Father, and the name of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, in our native Hebrew language. I also want to give double honors to the men and elders and apostles of the Men of Great Millstone. I also want to give honors to my teachers, Yahweh the Maccabees, Amawan Abad, and Mystery of the Kingdom. I also want to give honors and a shout out to all the other brothers that's pushing forth this truth. So again, we're going to discuss fringes, what they are, the importance of them, and why we should come back to wearing them. Now, fringes are these things here. This sort of stringy like design that's at the border of his garments. And if y'all seen my video I did a few weeks ago, the revelation of Yahweh Shai, which is the Messiah, this is exactly what he's going to look like at his return, as described in Daniel chapter 10, verse 5 through 6, and Revelation chapter 1, verse 12 through 15. He wore a garment down to the foot, and that garment is going to have fringes on it. This is Hebrew apparel. He's not going to come back wearing a tank top and jeans or sweats and a t-shirt. He's going to come back wearing his holy priestly garments. Now, these fringes was given to the Hebrew Israelites after they got saved out of Egypt, when the Most High gave them the book of the law and all his statutes and commandments. One of the commandments were to wear these fringes at the border of our garments with a ribbon of blue, to separate us so that we will stand out from those around us as being the holy people. So we're going to bring that out in Numbers chapter 15, verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. Even today, that's throughout our generations. So we need to come back to wearing them. And that they may put upon the fringes of the borders a ribbon of blue. So that's why here you got the fringes at the bottom of our garments, but at the border of our garment, that's that ribbon of blue. And it shall be upon you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye may seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go whoring. So these fringes are supposed to be a reminder of the commandments. It's supposed to be a representation of all the commandments that the Most High gave us, because there's more than 10. There's like over 600 commandments, and this is one of them right here. With these fringes on us, we often look down at ourselves to see what we're wearing, to see if we're clean, to reach in our pockets, or whatever reason. But with these fringes on, it'll be a reminder. It'll keep us conscious. We might be thinking one thing, but once we look at our fringes, that, hey, that's against the law, or maybe I shouldn't be doing that. And that was the purpose of them back then. And that's why we're coming back to wearing them now, because it says that the fringes should be on the borders of our garments throughout our generations with a ribbon of blue, to remember all the commandments, that we don't go after our own heart and our own eyes. Now let's continue. That ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am Yahweh, your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Yahweh, your God. So the Most High gave us all these commandments and these fringes to represent the commandments. And there's many fringes on these garments because there's many commandments. If you look at verse 41, it says, I am Yahweh, your God. He's telling us that he's our God only, the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And when he saved us out of Egypt to be our God only. That's why he gave us the law, and that's why he gave us these commandments, and these fringes will help us stick out from all the other nations around us. And also, over there in Jerusalem in ancient Egypt, we were surrounded by other dark people, by the Africans, which would be the Egyptians, Ethiopians, the Hamites. We look similar, but we would stand out by wearing these holy fringes on our garments. Now, like I said, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, we wore these fringes. And even later on in history, after the events of the Bible, we still wore these. Like, for example, the Native Americans wore them over here in the Americas, and also the Hispanics wore them over here in the Americas, which would be the ancient Mayans, Incas, and Aztec people. They wore these with the garments they wore back during their time, and we're gonna show that. Not only that, we, the so-called blacks, wore these when we were calling ourselves the Moors during the Dark Ages, during the medieval times, the times of the kings, queens, and castles and knights. We wore these, and I'm gonna show that. And the first few generations of slavery, the slaves wore these fringes on their garments when they got over here before the white man, which is Esau, beat our heritage and beat our knowledge of the Bible out of us. And I'm gonna show that. But we're gonna start here. I can't remember specifically, but this would be the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Mayans. They were very similar people, all Hispanic people, all throughout Central and South America, and even parts of North America. They wore these fringes. As we can see here, this brother got gold fringes. And these people will wear the garments that they used to wear during like their special holidays just to keep the culture alive. Because America pretty much tried to erase our history and our culture. Let's go to the next picture. Here, different attire, you still see those fringes. Even here, these ancient Hispanics, either the Mayans, the Incas, or the Aztecs, they got the fringes. This one got it perfectly. He got it with a ribbon of blue at the border. And these fringes were to represent the commandments of the Lord. For us to remember the commandments and to show that we are his people, to separate us from everybody. And this brother here, they reenacting what they used to wear, but they got fringes. And the fringes could be short or long. This brother got both of them. And they wore these all throughout the Americas. And we wore them too during the times of slavery, which I'm going to show soon. Even the women, see, she got the fringes as well. Fringes back here at the border of this garment. And these capes that they used to wear, and even that superheroes wear, they get that from our Lord Yahweh Shai. But even on the back of the garment, still got the fringes. The Mayan priest and warrior got fringes here, and this is pre-Spanish conquest. Spanish people are white people from Spain. They came over here, conquered the Aztecs, the Mayans, and the Incas, and started making them speak Spanish. That's why Mexicans and a lot of the countries in Central America speak Spanish now. They spoke Hebrew before they spoke Spanish. Look, Native American children. Look, fringes at the bottom. This picture in black and white, but I'm gonna assume this a ribbon of blue at the border of the garments. And see, just like our Lord Yahweh Shai, they wore these garments with the fringes at the bottom. This is a more Native American attire. This one in color, you see they got medium length fringes with a ribbon of blue at the border of the garment. And again, if you compare this to our Lord Yahweh Shai, what he's going to be wearing, pretty similar. Now we also wear these during the Dark Ages, these garments. You see how these brothers dress here? The Dark Ages is the time before slavery, before Christopher Columbus, before the so-called Negroes were stowed off the west coast of Africa and brought into America. The garments look a lot different because it's a lot later in history, but we wore long garments. We didn't wear t-shirts, pants, tank tops. This is how we dressed. I got a video I'm going to play real quick that shows slaves in the field wearing these fringes.
A few pictures here of what the slaves were wearing back in the day, are the Israelites, the real Jews who fled into West Africa after the Romans conquered Jerusalem. All right, and as you can see, the fringes on the bottom of her garment. All right, letting you know that these were the Israelites that they imprisoned. All right, we're going to take another look at this. This looks like a priest. All right, now as you can see the borders, see that border of blue and the fringes at the bottom. All right, letting you know that we are those people. Look at the bottom of his pants. There's fringes on the bottom of his pants. All right, so this is letting you know that these were the people of the Lord, the Israelites that went into slavery. All right, those people that's in Jerusalem are not the real Jews. They're actually imposters. All right, and all of this has been done by the Roman Catholic Church to keep us asleep. All right. All right, and I just want to take another picture of this again because I like to see the fringes at the bottom. This proves to you that these are the Israelites right here. And as you can see, his guard with the fringes at the bottom. This looks like a priest with his beard, okay?
Now, with this next video, we're going to show knights. Ever heard the term knight in shining armor? That's our history. We were the knights. If you think about the nighttime is dark, the sky is black. So night just meant dark warrior. It wasn't white people wearing those armor suits. That was us during the medieval times. We were the dark warriors. And the white people was in the caves because they was the peasants. They was the caveman. They was uncivilized. They was animal-like. This is the last little quick video I'm going to show here.
What's up, man? The knight has fringes on, man. Right? Got fringes. Right? And he ain't the only one. He got some fringes on, too. It gets crazier. Check this out. Look. It's the menorah. Look. It's the menorah. It's the shield. Shield of David, the lily. Look at that, man. On the blade.
You see the fringes at the bottom of the garments? You see that knight in shining armor? These are so-called Negroes wearing these. Black people of the tribe of Judah, Levi, and Benjamin. Look at these dark age swords. This is probably a sword from the time of David, because that's the Star of David. But look how beautiful these swords were. Now we showed that the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and the ancient Hispanic people, the Incas, the Mayans, and the Aztecs, we all wore these fringes. That's how we all know that we're the children of Israel. No other nation of people wore these fringes throughout any of their history. Now they try to make it seem like Native Americans or Hispanics, not the Israelites, but they are. And actually, Hispanic people, so-called blacks, Native Americans, we're not very different at all. When you look back in history and look back in time, we're a lot different now because we've been Americanized. We mixed with a lot of nations. A lot of our women got raped. So that's why we all look different now, but we still the same in the spirit. But yeah, we're special people. That's why we remain stylish throughout history, no matter how our culture was changed. But that's it for this lesson here. In this video, we discussed the fringes, what they are, the importance of them, and why we should come back to wearing them. The fringes was a commandment given to us to wear for us to remember all the commandments. And the importance of them was that the Most High gave them to us to separate us from the other people so that he could be our God. He couldn't be our God if we were running around acting like the other nations and looking like the other nations and dressing like the other nations. To be holy means to be separate. And he separated us in many ways, one of them by giving us these fringes to wear at the bottom of our garments. Now this would be part one of discussing the holy garments. On my next video, we'll discuss this priestly garment here and the importance of this, because a lot of brothers that teach the truth, they're coming back to wearing these as well when they teach. Now this has some deep meaning and deep significance. So Yahweh willing, I'll get on that video very soon. But until next time, Shalom to the hopeful elect. Now these are some t-shirts I have with fringes on them. They really nice and really stylish. So the Most High had us decked out. The shirt a little wrinkled, I wore it a few times, but when you put this on and get all dressed up and clean, these fringes look real good. They stand out. They gold and they shine a little bit, but they look really good. And this is another one I have. You can get the fringes in different colors too, but notice they all got that ribbon of blue at the bottom. It's a gray t-shirt, black fringes. And I wear these either when I'm chilling or when I'm teaching. Gold t-shirt, more black fringes, or I'm sorry, gold fringes. You got brown with the gold fringes. Like I said, they look a lot better in person. Now right here, I got a black t-shirt with red fringes. Still got that ribbon of blue though. The good thing about fringes, you can put them on anything really. At the bottom of t-shirts, ladies can put them at the bottom of their skirts, as they should be wearing. You don't have to wear them all the time, but try to make that slow transition. Shalom.